Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Dr. Richards. Good morning.
Good morning to you. And Shady. See Nova's missing this morning. But Jill, there are a couple of things that are happening this weekend that I think are major. Both of these events are at Kingstown Baptist Church. We are becoming well known in our Vincentian community, and people know that we strive for excellence, and quite a number of reasons. We have been really our message has been resonating in the main with the Vincentian public, and they know we do a whole lot of other things outside of preaching and church services. They know that we are highly involved in community offering services to the community, multiple services and things that we do to benefit people of the community. Most recently, the Teddy Bear Clinic, our feeding program that we do, our assistant program.
I don't want to sidetrack you, but what is a Teddy Bear Clinic? I don't want to sidetrack you, but what is a Teddy Bear Clinic? You can't just say that.
The Teddy Bear Clinic, we in conjunction with a team out of Georgia, we give out, I think, over 300 teddy bears, and the whole idea with the Teddy Bear Clinic was to children come in and they get to perform their medical skills on the teddies, right? So they would, kind of check the pressure on the teddies. They would check for, all the, but basically the teddy bear would be a make-believe patient, right? And they get to keep the teddy bear. But guess what was behind all of that? What the idea behind of that was to break down the resistance that the children might have to medical procedures, going in and having a doctor check them and all of that.
Making them feel very, stuff like that,
yeah. Making them feel very comfortable with the fact that these medical procedures, let me call it that are being done to them. Once they are performing them on the teddy bear, then they're desensitized, I think might be the correct word, and they're a little bit more open to going to a doctor and having checks done. And they own the teddy bear, so they can check on the teddy bear at any time. And that went very well. Like I said, I think we give out over 300 teddy bears at that Teddy Bear Clinic. The point is that as a church, we don't think the image that people get is that church, they have a service and they collect people money and they do all. No, that's if you know Kingstown Baptist Church very well, you will know, yes, we provide excellent worship services, but outside of that, our engagement in the community and what we do and stuff, a lot of it we don't talk about. For obvious reason, you don't want to help somebody and then talk about it, so you don't get to hear individual efforts. But when we do corporate things like this for an entire group, for example, our program with the elderly, where we take them to exercise or we do different things with them, we check in on them regularly to see that they're taken care of. And these are not members of the church, these are just people throughout the community that we identify as people within a particular need bracket. And so we reach out to them. We believe that churches should really be ministering outside of the walls of the church. One of our big campaigns was KBC, Church Beyond the Walls. So as part of our Church Beyond the Walls effort and ministry, we do a lot of things like this. You might be familiar with the night of choirs that we do in December.
Yes.
One of the biggest religious
and most competitive, I should say. I'm telling you, more competitive.
Those choirs, I don't know competitive, but they come out and they really
they don't play with it. Play with it.
Ronnie, I think Ronnie stole the show the last time, boy. Ronnie Richardson. And this weekend now we are having TODAH. And in fact, I just checked there, because although we are a very big facility and we have a lot of seats and everything, we realized real quick that we're going to have to bring in a lot of other seats with the response that we are getting for people who are saying, man, listen, that thing locked down on my calendar. I am coming to TODAH. It's this Sunday evening at 7 in the p.m. And usually that's a dead time for a lot of people. They don't have much to do in terms of entertainment and places to go. Well, I'm telling you, I am telling you, boy, if you love CC Winers, and if you love Tasha Cobbs, and if you love that kind of level of Kirk Franklin and all that level of worship, singing Hillsong, you Maverick City music. If you love that level of worship singing, you are going to get that this Sunday evening from our very own Vincentians right here at the Kingston Baptist Church, Jill. You follow me, Jill? You with me?
I'm familiar with it. Come on, I'm familiar. That's a whole vibe. TODAH Night of Choirs. Those are things that you look forward to yearly. Those are things that you do not want to miss.
At all.
Dress Down Sunday, that is something I would look forward to. A lot of people would look forward to it because it gets you, you don't have to put in all the stress and the effort into dressing up and all of that, and that's a good opportunity for people out there who do not have the church wear, as we call it, to just basically come as they are, so I'm familiar with them.
Yeah. Jill, but you're very familiar with it, But that's Sunday morning, eh? Now that's what I'm saying. There are two different things that are happening Sunday at KBC. So I was talking about the Sunday evening. I'll come back there in a little bit, but you just brought me into the Sunday morning happening, which is I can't say wild, but it's great. Jill, Jill, you have seen the crowds that come to
yes.
to that. You know what it's all about, right, Jill?
Yes.
What's behind Dress Down Sunday?
I just said, yes, like I just said. Do you really want me to answer this, or you want?
Yeah, well, you could ask me.
Come off, it'll come off.
You.
I think.
Yeah, wait. I could
be biased.
Okay, ask me.
All right. What is Dress Down Sunday all about?
Dress Down Sunday. I don't want to say antithesis, the polar opposite of Dress Up Sunday. Most people, when they think church, they think dress up. Jacket, tie, or not necessarily, but nice shirt, long sleeve, church shoes, church pants, church dress, all of that. And that gets in the way of people coming to church, of the people you want to come to church. That when you invite a man to church, when you invite your family member to church, or a friend,
Top excuse.
What's that?
Top excuse.
Yeah, I don't have church clothes.
Exactly.
I don't have church clothes. Well, this Sunday morning, there's no such thing as church clothes. All right. If you don't have what you call church shoes, if it's just a crock you have, and even if you don't have them fancy designer thing to put on the crock, or slippers or sandals, as we said, they're going to do. If you don't have what we call church pants, this Sunday morning, you have jeans. You have a decent looking shirt. The whole idea is as long as it's palatable, as long as it is, casually decent and it's not outlandish. But a lot of people are going to be coming out this Sunday morning. Hundreds of people. I'm telling you right now, hundreds are going to be coming out because people know about our Dress Down Sundays, and they're like, if it's one Sunday, and it's not like you come in church with a whole heap of church people. You come into church with a whole heap of people, whether or not they're church people. And it's a great, great, great atmosphere. And then the word, the message that is preached on that day is geared towards people who don't, we're not too churchified on that day. So you're going to like it. You're going to have a very simple message. And it's not going to be a long service either, because one of the worst things you can do is you inviting people, friends and family to church. They don't normally come to church. They're not normally there. Sunday morning, they sit down in church and the service is just going on and on and on. And all they're thinking of is, when is this thing going to end? And that's not going to happen. We're going to be in, you're going to enjoy it, and then you're going to be out. And it's going to be, it's going to be great. So we're not going to keep you here forever. Talk to me.
So somebody's saying, a comment coming through saying, I've seen other churches do this Dress Down Sunday for years. And I've not seen anyone come to church only because they're allowed to dress down. It's the same church people who just dress down. If you're inviting people specifically, then that's different. Church should just always be welcoming to encourage people to come, whether they dress up or dress down. Can I take a shot at that, and then you can just confirm?
Yes, no.
Okay.
What you said?
Can I just take a shot at answering this question?
Yeah, you answer that.
Yeah. So I understand what this the individual is saying, right? But there are people, a lot of people. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but there are a lot of people who feel that you're supposed to dress a specific way and are comfortable. They're uncomfortable going into churches dressed. When they don't have the clothes for it. But if everybody is dressed in a specific way, everybody's dressed down, people tend to feel more comfortable. I think that's an issue with people. When it's Sunday, everybody's dressed down and they're not. They feel uncomfortable, and that's why they'll give you that excuse. I don't have anything to wear. And Pastor, this is a great time for you to come in and just back me up. I know
Well,
you'll be more
actually,
sophisticated with
I
it.
like the person. I don't know if the person who sent in that comment is still listening, but I like what they said. Especially last part. Churches should be always welcoming.
Welcome, yeah.
Churches should not be an exclusive club where you have to have the right clothes to be there. I don't like that. I don't like that. Every Sunday should be like Dress Down Sunday, as far as I am concerned. It's just that we give it a very heavy emphasis on a particular day. We are selling the idea, we are creating the culture. So from time to time, we will do this in a big way to remind people this is who we are at KBC. If you know KBC very well, you would understand, and the person who's writing this probably don't know us, but if you know us very well, we don't believe that churches should be exclusive, where you should have this kind of dress, or you should be perfect before you come to church. In fact, you have heard me say, Jill, and many have heard me say, and I've preached it, and some got annoyed, but what can I say? I said, if I had the wherewithal, I mean, I would try to get, I would talk about billboards, all right? So don't get me wrong. I said it, I will put up a huge billboard if planning allows me. I will put up a huge billboard out there by the church for all passers-by to see, and it would read, KBC, sinners welcome. And I remember saying that in a sermon time and time again, and it got people annoyed. But I'm like, church is not for perfect people.
Exactly.
Churches should be welcoming to people whose lives are not perfect, who has issues, who are struggling, who ain't there yet, who ain't sure if they know God, who ain't sure if they want to know God. Everybody should be welcome. So that person who wrote that in, I like that. Churches should be a place where when you walk in, you shouldn't feel like people watching you, people won't susu, people won't say, watch the hypocrite coming. No. So we try to create the atmosphere at KBC where everybody's welcome. In fact, again, if you listen to our messages, my sermons, you would hear me say time and time again, KBC is not a place for perfect people. KBC
And
is
also,
just,
that's
not,
true.
yeah.
And
Not
also,
for
we
perfect
don't
people.
want to foster that culture as well, where you rendering your garment. I think a lot of times you hear people say, you would hear a pastor say, render your garment, render not your garment, all right, but your soul. You're not coming. Your clothes should not be an issue. I really think that's something a lot of churches should push as well. Don't worry about the clothes. That's not a part of it.
Well, God is concerned about the heart, the rending or the tearing of clothes to show that you are sorry, the presenting of clothes and how sorry you are, putting your rags on and tearing them and saying that you are sorry. That God ain't concerned about the clothes thing. God is concerned if you're going to tear something, tear your heart and come before Him. So yeah, on point, Jill. Jill, you preach or something? You preach? Jill, you preach?
You forgot what I used to do.
I know. So, Jill, thank you. But yeah, so those are two big things. I wish I had more time to talk about it.
Before you go, give us some more information on TODAH, though. Just remind us time and
Let me tell you
everything.
about Sunday morning, then I'll tell you about TODAH.
Okay.
Sunday morning is the Dress Down Sunday, where again, not only the people we are inviting, the firms, the organization, family, sports club, all of that. Not only these people are coming, in their casuals. Church people to encourage the culture are going to come in their casuals, and it's going to be just a very special, wonderful service. 10 o'clock, we are at the entrance to the Botanical Gardens, white building there. So we hope to see you, family, and just make it a great time for family and firm and friends. That's the Sunday morning. All right. Sunday evening, we are ready for you. The stage is set, all of the trusses and the lights and everything is, and it's Sunday evening. It's at 7 o'clock. The traffic is going to be controlled. We are expecting that the SVG police would, want to be, because there's going to be a lot of traffic, all right? And because there's going to be a lot of traffic, you don't want to miss out on this, because when you loop around and the traffic jammed up, you're going to want to get there early o'clock. One thing you know about KBC is that we start on time every single time. So 7 o'clock, we're going to start, which means that by 6:45, you should already be comfortably seated, mingling with friends, enjoying the AC and chatting and getting ready for a big evening. That's at 7 o'clock in the evening. For people outside of St. Vincent, the last time we streamed this, boy, I was very surprised. I think over 20,000 took a peek in. I don't know how long they stayed for, but over 20,000, I think, took a peek in on what was streaming. That wasn't for Night of Choirs. But I said, basically, although we are streaming and 20,000 or whatever going to view eventually, the whole thing is not to view streaming, because it's just not the same. I mean, the participation, the audience reaction and all of that is just not going to be the same as if you were there in person. So we are encouraging you, if you are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to come out in person. We brought in extra chairs, so that should not be a problem. We will be able to seat you. If you're not in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and a lot of people in New York, people have already responded. Even Canada, I heard from yesterday, say, we are going to be watching. LA, I heard from this morning, LA, we are going to be watching this. So it's going to be streamed for the Vincentian diaspora and other people that are not necessarily Vincentians but love worship, singing from St. Vincent. You're going to get it streamed to you. But again, if you're in St. Vincent, be at the Kingston Baptist Church Sunday morning for Dress Down Sunday. You'll finish early, and then you'll go home, get some rest, and come back for TODAH in the evening. All right, Jill?
Definitely. Thank you, Dr. Richards. Thank you so much.
Thank you for facilitating and asking some key questions. I appreciate that.
All right. So, guys, we got to go. We're way over our time. Doc, do enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
Thanks. Thank you.
If I don't hear from you tomorrow, you don't hear from me tomorrow.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.